Which investing themes are doing the best over the past month? And I say the past month in particular, and we might look longer frame, but the reason we want to look at the past month in particular is because, of course, Middle East crisis, there's been something very specific, very noisy, which has been happening. And I want you to relate all this back to your pensions and your investments. Now, I'm not saying your pension should beat any given theme or even an index every single minute, every second, every day, every week, every month. But what I'm saying is that one of the reasons that we look for diversification, in other words, having a little bit of everything, is that some things will go up while others fall. And so we're not putting all our eggs into just one area going up. So let me just go into some of those details and some of the things that you just saw on screen that I want to share with you and which are doing well. And I'm going to through a series of these videos, so you might want to make sure you're following all my stuff. I want to cover different themes in different videos. So I wanted to start off with something which is obviously very much in the news and particularly all green at the moment, which are semiconductor stocks. And in particular, it might be difficult to see on the screen, but have a look at alpeshpatel.com/links for the YouTube versions of this video if you've not seen it, where it'll be a little bit clearer. If you look at something like semiconductors, and you look at some of the big companies there, the ranges you've got is everything from Marvel, MRVL, up 49%, all the way up to Qualcomm, which is over the past month fairly flat. But you can see semiconductors, you'll want some kind of coverage. Now, one of the things you don't want to do in your pension or ISA or SIP is make the mistake of thinking, right, I'll just load it up with these. Let's look at the constraints you sit in when you've got a pension or an ISA or a SIP. One of the key constraints you sit in is how much money you can put into any individual security. And before that, there's the question of how much is going to be in stocks to begin with. So as you get older, you might have more in cash, fixed income. Think of it as a high interest bank account, which then invests in fixed income for you, like, I don't know, Lloyd's Bank savings account or something, or HSBC Premier account. So that's your cash element. And as you get older, you might have 40% in cash, 50%, 60%. It'll vary. Somebody like me, relatively young, 50s, might have as little as 10% in cash, okay, because I've got other assets, and if the markets fall, I don't ever want to be a forced seller. So then the issue is, okay, well, out of the stocks, how much out of the stocks have you got? And how much money in each? And you're going to divide it really between 20 to 40 securities. Why? Well, anything below 40 securities, you're going to have less than 2.5% in each, which is going to become meaningfully statistically irrelevant in terms of price moves upwards. Anything below 20, and you've probably got too much single stock risk. So let's say you've got 20 and 5% in each for the moment, okay? Big assumptions, because you want to make this bespoke. And if you want something bespoke, go to alpeshpatel.com/links, okay? If you've got 20 and as I say, 5% in each, you're obviously not going to put it just in semiconductors, because you would be taking quite a lot of risk then, and volatility and movements in all your eggs in that basket. I'm not saying you couldn't. You could. You of course, theoretically could, and over the last month you would have done rather well, probably up about 20-odd% in just a month. You might even try and shop around different themes. The problem with that is it's very enticing, that whole timing, guessing, but that's where what you're actually doing is gambling and speculating. So assuming you want to invest because it's a pension, SIP, or ISA, therefore the next question answers itself. You're going to be holding for a longer period of time. If you're going to be holding for a longer period of time, yes, that gives you more room to just have it all in one theme. But again, you're probably less likely to because of the volatility. So you're going to be probably picking one or two securities from here, okay? Because remember, you've only got 20 slots in your team. Think of it like your World Cup team that's going, it's your squad that's going to play in the World Cup. You probably only want 2 goalkeepers, okay, or 2 from the semiconductor side of things. The issue then becomes which 2. In a way, it's almost irrelevant, because if you assume you can't pick the one that's going to win, and we've really narrowed it down now with a process that could be applied to each of these themes, and assuming you want to be in a particular theme, then the next question is, okay, well, which? Now, I happen to own Broadcom AVGO, okay? You can see it over there. I don't happen to have Intel, it's more volatile than I would want. So how do we select which ones we want? And I do happen to have NVIDIA, Qualcomm, Taiwan Semiconductor. I have quite a few from here. Okay. Now, the thing is, how are we going to break down what we want? For me, it's looking at our analysis that we give our clients, which is value, growth, income, cash flow, Sortino, right across every single one of these. And we don't look at it from a thematic basis. We look at it from a bottom-up stock basis. If the stocks happen to land in semiconductors, so be it, or in quantum computing or cybersecurity, so be it. But that's how our slots get filled. It also means that it's highly unlikely we would have all 20 securities or even 10 in one particular theme, given that that theme's likely to be highly correlated, and we don't want that because we don't want single security risk. And we don't want everything falling at the same time, because we know wealth is built up by holding uncorrelated assets, or as uncorrelated as possible. So having done that, you do end up with maybe 2 or 3 in a particularly strong theme like semiconductors and compute. Now, what I will do is we'll go into artificial intelligence in future videos and some of the others. But just wanted to give you an idea of one small aspect of portfolio building for SIPs and ISA. I know a lot of people have got extra capital to deploy. If you're one of those, then, as I said, please feel free to have a look at alpeshpatel.com as well. We're going to look at different sectors and themes in future videos. So the usual thing, make sure you're following.